Yellowstone rocketed onto our screens in 2018, capturing hearts and eyeballs like a cowboy lassoing a wild stallion. By the time the curtain rose on the 5th season premiere last November, a mind-blowing 17 million viewers were ready to saddle up for the ride. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest update about the exits of John Dutton and the ranch. Is it true that there's no Yellowstone Season 6 because Kevin Costner is leaving the show? We have the hottest and latest news about your favorite show, so stick around and keep watching. Yellowstone will end with Season 5 as Kevin Costner exits the series. You won't believe this because it's confirmed. Costner will leave our beloved show. This week, the sky over the Yellowstone Ranch darkened with clouds. The first clap of thunder came from an exclusive report from Entertainment Tonight, revealing that Kevin Costner, the show's cornerstone, wouldn't be riding back into town. The second bolt struck on May 5th when Paramount announced that the sun would set on Yellowstone with the release of Season 5 Part 2. In short, it is the last season, because Costner was reportedly hanging up his cowboy hat after, and no one can wear it again. This wildly popular modern Western series streaming on Paramount took a breather in the fall of 2022 during the first half of its 5th season. With Costner playing the aging Montana magnate John Dutton, since 2018 the world of Yellowstone is always circulating about him, a legacy owner of one of Montana's biggest ranches battling to keep his power and influence in check. Yet, whispers of a war between Costner and the showrunner Taylor Sheridan have been wrestling through the entertainment industry. News outlets like Puck and Deadline added fuel to the fire by suggesting that both Sheridan and the network were contemplating putting Yellowstone out to pasture, while rounding up a herd of spin-offs, including a potential sequel rumored to Matthew McConaughey. As we know, Costner has a scheduling conflict in Yellowstone. According to Puck's Matthew Bellani, they were holding their horses for Costner's availability before galloping ahead with the second part. Bellani put it straight. Yellowstone is really in limbo right now until they can figure out whether Costner is coming back or, more likely, whether he's going to be written out of the show. He further added, once that determination is made, they can finish writing the second half of the season, shoot it, and it will likely air in the fall. In February, Costner's lawyer Marty Singer shot down a rumor denying that the two-time Oscar winner only wanted to work for a single week on the second part of Season 5. Several stars of the show have saddled their horses to dish on the tension between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan. Last weekend, Josh Lucas, who is playing the role of young John Dutton, along with fellow actors, galloped into a panel at PallyFest, after much of the main cast and the show's creator, Taylor Sheridan, had mysteriously vanished from the guest list. Since February, whispers of backstage between Costner and Sheridan have spread like wildfire, and some folks reckon that these no-shows were yet another smoke signal signaling trouble at the ranching drama behind the scene. But Lucas tried to cool down those hot rumors on the red carpet by telling Us Weekly, John Dutton is as filled with Taylor Sheridan as it is with Kevin Costner. And so for me, it's finding those connective tissues so the audience sees that, and it'd be very easy to dismiss anyone playing John Dutton except for Kevin Costner. He went on to say, there's the responsibility of a huge movie star and a brilliant writer who are putting a lot of crazy love and pressure on each other and the show to make something that people love. There's a reason why people love it. Daily Mail interviewed Dawn Olivieri, who played Claire Dutton on the spin-off 1883 alongside Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, and dropped a mysterious hint. She said, sometimes we have to own the fact that nothing is forever, and then added a dash of intrigue. And impermanence is the single thing we can count on, and that life is like that. Others like Wendy Moniz and Lainey Wilson sidestepped the rumors, emphasizing that they weren't quite sure what the future held for the series. But the signs of trouble were clear as the sunlight in Montana, especially when Costner, Sheridan, and many of Yellowstone's key players decided to skip the PaleyFest panel back in April. The second part of Season 5 was all set for a summertime showdown, but because of the drama behind the scenes, it was adjusted to November this year. But hold your horses, because there's a chance this release date might go up in smoke. Why? Well, it seems Kevin Costner has been busier than President Joe Biden. He's currently directing his own period western Horizon, which has been throwing a lasso around Yellowstone scheduling. Are you tired? Well, Costner isn't, because he's also saddling up for a new western series called Kevin Costner the West. But wait, Costner got his fingers in so many pies because he's also producing several TV shows, including One Giant Leap and The Grey House. But hey, you won't believe this. Keep watching. This news was released the same week as another heartbreaker. Costner's wife, Christine, has filed for divorce. 68-year-old Costner and 49-year-old Christine have been hitched for 18 years, sharing 3 kids together. They first crossed paths back in 1996. Their trails crossed again several years later, leading them to tie the knot in 2004 at Costner's picturesque Colorado ranch. A spokesperson for Costner issued this somber statement. It is with great sadness that circumstances beyond his control have transpired which have resulted in Mr. Costner having to participate in a dissolution of marriage action. We ask that his, Christine's, and their children's privacy be respected as they navigate this difficult time. The reasons for the split are as unclear as a dust storm, but TMZ reports that Christine cited irreconcilable differences in her filing. This is the second time that Costner got divorced. He was previously hitched to Cindy Silva from 1978 to 1994. Earlier this year, Costner snagged the Golden Globe for Best Actor for his role in Yellowstone. The celebration was a homely affair as flooding near their California homestead kept Costner and Christine from attending the ceremony. But the flood is not an obstacle to celebration. Upon receiving the award in the mail, Costner shared how Christine turned the evening into a family celebration right there at their home. They looked happy, but then... Anyways, the Yellowstone universe is expanding like crazy. While it seems like the sun is setting on our beloved Yellowstone, the universe of the Dutton family is far from becoming a ghost town. In fact, the family tree is sprouting new branches left and right, with a whole herd of spinoffs either already riding the airwaves or getting ready to hit the trail. The first of these was 1883, which has wrapped up, but is now spawning its own offshoot, known as Bass Reeves. The 1883 prequel, 1923, which premiered in late 2022 starring Hollywood royalty Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford, is saddling up for a second season. But hold on to your cowboy hat because there are other spin-offs set to join the ride, including 1944 and Four Sixes, inspired by the rival Four Sixes Ranch, as well as a sequel series to the original Yellowstone. Chris McCarthy, the CEO of Showtime and MTV Entertainment Studios, tipped his hat to Yellowstone's success while saying, "Yellowstone has been the cornerstone of which we have launched an entire universe of global hits, from 1883 to Tulsa King, and I am confident our Yellowstone sequel will be another big hit, thanks to the brilliant creative mind of Taylor Sheridan and our incredible cast who bring these shows to life." While we are eagerly awaiting the details about this sequel series, we don't know yet if any members of the Yellowstone Season 5 cast will ride over to the new show. However, we've heard the whispers that Matthew McConaughey will be saddling his horse and saying, all right, to the ranch. Well, Costner's exit is somewhat a gift from heaven to Yellowstone. But hey, let's take a deep breath and channel our inner philosophers. Think like Plato for a minute. Could it be that Costner's exit is actually a silver lining for Sheridan and Paramount? Maybe it's the perfect chance for them to steer the show towards its finale, setting the stage for the sequel, without Costner being the Lone Ranger carrying the weight of Yellowstone. Let's picture it this way. Yellowstone isn't a one-horse show anymore. The alpha wolf Costner is stepping down, but the pack is ready to carry on. David Glazer, the top dog at 101 Studios, the folks behind the production, said in a press release, "The Dutton story continues picking up where Yellowstone leaves off in another epic tale. We are thrilled to bring this new journey to audiences around the world.